Black to Campbell. Campbell on the outside and try time to the skipper. Tyler Campbell. Cut pass out to Stoward. Right foot, left foot, try. Reed Stoward in full flight. Inside to Campbell. Tyler Campbell.
Media Vintage Sports Network presents Play-by-Play podcast with Jordan Hughes.
Alrighty, welcome in Play-by-Play podcast with you for another week of a big weekend of rugby to break it all down and preview to what's to come. Jordan Hughes with you alongside these two, Jordan Ack, Tyler Campbell. Gents, good to see you both.
G'day.
Yeah, good. Sorry.
It's good to see you too, Jordan.
Yeah, fuck.
It's okay to see you, George.
Yeah, good.
It's not my favourite moment of the week, but it's top 5.
Okay, it's year 3 doing this, but sure. How was your weekend, mate? How was the chicken, Zane's big birthday bash?
Yeah, a lot of fun. Not too much memory from it, to be honest, but it was a good little game to play. So if anyone's out there, dress someone up as a chicken, pick 15 pubs, tell them to go hide somewhere and try and go and find them.
There we go.
So yeah, good fun. Bit of alcohol drunk, but good to sort of get another refresh and reset going into I think we've got 7 games in a row.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a big few weeks. So yeah, it was good to get that done and have that last little blowout before we really lock into the season.
And Geordie, I haven't seen you obviously since the East game. Obviously a tough one for you, hurt your knee, but not too bad, I'm hearing.
No, it was good. Original prognosis was quite poor, but got some scans done and yeah, not too bad.
Okay.
Goes from a 10-month injury down to a 6 to 8 week one. So
Big win.
yeah, win for the good guys.
Love that. And then you had a weekend out west, mate. How was that?
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, me and a few of the mates. Every Easter we go down to one of the other boys' properties just outside of Glen Innes. Just sort of kick about, help them do some work on the farm if it needs doing, but mainly just sort of get off the grid and
Recharge.
have a bit of a reset. Yeah, it was great. Loved it.
There we go. All right, boy, let's get into what was the weekend recap. What caught your eye, your eye-catching moment? I'll go for you, Jord, first.
My eye-catching moment was at the Force and Hurricanes game. Was it the first draw to...
Yeah, super point.
Yeah, it was crazy. I think when I was watching the game back, I didn't really see how they were going to get to the point where they were both neck and neck, but ended up on a tight finish. And yeah, I think it was actually quite lucky for the Force to hang on. But
Do you wish they keep going till we found a winner? What do you think about the draw?
I don't know. I think in terms of the game as a spectator, you do want a result, but also I've been in that situation where you go to full time, especially in like grand finals, you go full time, and then that first bit extra time, and then the second bit extra time, and by that point, like there's not much footy being played. No. Everyone's just out on their feet. So yeah, it'd be good to get a result, but also I can understand the whole super point thing. Just knock it off on the head and see what happens.
I'm sure you have a take on this. Thoughts?
Yeah, like obviously you do your extra golden point and you see it in the NRL, you see it in the NFL. Otherwise you can be going for 120 minutes of rugby, and I think one thing that leads to, like, yes, obviously a win's important at this part of the season, but you also don't want to increase the risk of players getting injured. The quality of the game goes backwards a bit, and you're really just hoping someone makes a mistake to get a point. But you know, after 100 minutes of footy, if it's locked at 17 all, like, I think both teams deserve 2 competition points there, and we got to see a spectacle. Yeah, it sucks as a fan that there wasn't a winner, but I think if you're a fan of either side, you'd rather take a draw than a loss.
Facts. What was your moment, mate?
My 2 moments eye-catching. One simple one is just the Waratahs can't play away from home at the moment.
No.
Like, it's atrociously bad. Like, they didn't even look like they were in that game.
That was a terrible performance from them.
Yeah, and then, but my proper, I guess, positive, just the bounce back from the Chiefs, in particular Damian McKenzie. Like, obviously a lot of pressure on him in the media last week after the performance he had against the Waratahs, and he managed to sort of bank that, bit of a goldfish memory, forget about it, move into that Highlanders game, and he was outstanding.
Back at 10 too.
Player of the round of the whole of Super Rugby, and just had a exceptional game, and the Chiefs really bounced back after that loss.
Lovely. For me, was then that Waratahs game, that crazy ending, the penalty try. Mate, I've never been so mad in my life. So I had the draw 1-12. 21-14, they're winning. All right, they take the penalty goal, they get it, they win by 10. I'm laughing. If you didn't see it, obviously they kick it. The Waratahs then they go 110 metres to score. They fool around in their own end goal. Suoli's offside. Penalty try. Automatic 7. They win by 14. Jordan's out of pocket a fair bit. I couldn't believe it, boys. I was off today.
Do you need the gambling helpline, mate?
Well, no, I'm a good gambler.
Gambler.
But yeah, like, what do you think? Do you think the Waratahs kick it out and go, or you reckon you got to have a crack? I think we're going to go 110.
No, you got to. Were they within 7?
They were within 7. Yeah.
Yeah,
but
like, scoring a try doesn't actually give them...
Anything more.
Hang on. If they're down 7, no, you got to go for the win or the draw.
Yeah, but now they come away with 0. They lost the bonus point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that mindset is just not the mindset of a winning team
Yeah.
or a professional team. Like you don't go into a game to go away with 1 point unless it's the last round. You need 1 point to make finals, maybe.
Yeah.
But at this point of the season,
You
like
need
I
every
think
point.
you need every point you can get. And I think, I respect the decision. Unlucky, things didn't go their way, and they don't come away with that extra point. But you've got to go for a win. Like we want to see teams trying to win.
Yeah.
We don't want to see teams kicking the ball out. It's like at halftime sometimes. It's like a bit like of an anticlimactic thing when a team kicks the ball out.
Yeah, that's my pet peeve, hey. I
Yeah,
hate
don't
that.
like it, yeah.
Nah. Like, at least have a crack.
Let's play, yeah.
I even hate it at the end of the game when a team's up or down by 20 points and they kick it out. Like, fuck, play. You get a free
Yeah.
chance just to play some footy. There's no pressure and
Yeah.
you're not going to affect the overall score of the game. I just rather see teams play in that scenario.
I agree. Anyway, bad beat for me. I was off it. But on the
Got one more.
yeah, what do you got for me?
Eye-catching moment.
Hit me, TC.
Hoskins Satuda.
Yeah, well, I'll talk about that game as well. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but the flick pass
yeah,
that from the back of the ruck,
Hail
around the
Mary.
back, like that's a Hail Mary if I've ever seen
Yeah.
one. Like looked exceptional. If that got picked off and went the other way, you're probably going, yeah, he's getting hooked.
See that he's getting a lot of praise for it, but like
It could have gone either
lucky,
way.
he's hooked, right? If he misses
Yeah.
that,
Yeah, it was the bounced up perfectly for AJ Lamb.
Yeah.
If that didn't bounce, even if AJ knocked it on or it didn't get picked up, I think that would have also been a massive like.
There were so many things
what are you
about
doing?
that could have gone the
Yeah.
other way, and they're just so lucky it went their way.
What's the mindset for him? He's just like, oh fuck it. Like, well, what's he
I don't know.
I don't know.
like? What was his plan?
I really don't know.
I want to sit there and almost say it was a brain fade.
Yeah,
That to come off. Like it wasn't. You can see it's not a set play.
yeah,
Blues are on attack and they were like struggling to actually have much ball at that point of the game and come away with points. But it actually did momentum swing the whole thing. And it's funny to look at people in the comments saying that's why he's an All Black. If you did that in an All Black
Wrong.
game,
yeah. Yeah, that's,
So wrong.
That's why he doesn't get picked.
oh, and that's why the couch commentators, like I know that's what we do, but if it's me and I see that happen in a test match and the other team scores,
Yeah.
you're saying never wear that black jersey again. Like you start really getting into the guy. So it's interesting to see both perspectives.
Yeah.
Considering in hindsight he obviously scored, but if you look at it the other way, it's like, what the fuck was that? Where
are you
was it
doing?
from? But exceptional bit of skill for
Yeah.
a number 8 to pick the ball up and throw it around the back like that.
I don't think that helps his All Blacks case though.
No.
That sort of stuff. Yeah, at all.
No.
Anyway, that same game, so Crusaders 25-22. James O'Connor boy stepped up again. We spoke of him last
Danged
week.
it.
He's fucking delivering.
2 penalties in the last
I
10
think
minutes.
so, yeah. He's looking real good.
I'm interested to see if he's in contention for the Wallabies.
Yeah.
Whether he's eligible, whether they're looking at him, because he's playing good form. I know it's off the bench every week, but hopefully he gets a start soon and we can see a full 80 from him and see
Yeah.
if he's someone who's actually putting their hand up to wear that jersey come Lions time.
Well, Jordan, we spoke about last week about O'Connor, where he fits in the Wallabies selection. Where do you stand on it?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see him, as Tyler just said, like have another couple good performances to really bolster the form I think he's been on. The only thing that sits in the back of the mind is I think it's a bit of a different scenario because it's quite rare to see a Wallaby go play for a New Zealand team. But if we're looking on sort of precedent set when we see Aussies go overseas and then not get picked because they're not playing for an Australian team, like it kind of makes me wonder, is that something that the coaches are thinking about?
At least
Like,
in the same comp, though.
oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's the argument with it.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, I think he's doing really well. Like I'd love to see him in the team and give him another run, especially in a
Off the
Lions
bench.
year.
Off the bench, man.
Yeah.
It'd be unreal.
Pretty sure they've scrapped the get it law.
Yeah, they have.
Like as in they're not picking overseas players at all.
Well, it's a player-by-player thing. Like Joe Schmidt can pick Will Skeleton, can pick Marika Korobriti. It's up to him.
Well, my understanding is they're not doing that.
No, they're not. They're favoritising the guys that are playing here.
Yeah, because they've already told, from my understanding, like guys like Lungy Gleeson, Tom Hooper, that they're not in Wallabies contention. And Tom Hooper's been one of the best forwards in Super Rugby this year.
Yeah,
And Lungy Gleeson was unreal on the weekend.
yeah.
So, yeah, interesting to see if it's slightly different for him because he's in this comp. But my understanding would be he's not eligible.
Yeah, right. I reckon he is. Tom Hooper had a chat with Joe Schmidt, and Joe Schmidt said to him, "If you're playing well and you're the best guy out of someone, we'll still pick you." But Langy Gleeson wasn't in that initial Wallaby squad at the start of the year, and that's what started this conversation. So, time will tell, Tyler. Time will tell.
Okay.
Crusaders though, they're looking good again up top.
Yeah, they're just winning games now.
Stacking.
So, it's just, as we said last week, they're looking like the team that's won, 7 of the last 8 comps.
Yeah.
Last year was a bit of a hiccup, but they're now up the top. I think it's them and the Chiefs, 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So I think those are your top 2 teams at the moment, and probably most likely to play in the final.
All right, we'll keep flying through these. Drew at 28-14. George, you see Langy Gleason's hit on that?
I was
man?
just about to say that.
Oh my God.
He lit him up.
Yeah.
But in saying that, the Fijian fella popped up like nothing happened.
Yeah,
But it was a massive shot.
it was
Like,
good.
Well timed. Just hit him right in the belly button. Tip.
You go.
No, done.
I was going to say, well, what is your take on the Tars? They're woeful again.
Yeah,
Away.
they suck. Away from home.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Tars Tough doesn't extend past the stadium.
No.
Yeah,
It
literally.
doesn't leave Bondi.
Doesn't leave Bondi.
As soon as you get out of Sydney,
Must
they
be something in the water.
they turn to custard.
Not good. I'm glad the Drew obviously got a win. They needed one desperately.
Yeah.
We'll keep it moving. The Brumbies clinical 24-0 over Moana Pacifica. It was a bit of a slogfest, tough conditions, but the Brumbies, they grinded out again, TC.
Yeah, I wouldn't say clinical, only because it was I still thought it was a pretty messy game.
Yeah.
But they've just, Slips had his interview last week and talked about when you're going through sort of the tough stuff, how, like coming out of that and doing well. And I think that's what they've done the last few weeks when everything's sort of gone to shit for them. They've just gone to basics, done what they're good at. Their maul, their pick and drive, their stuff like that, and really sort of grinded away at teams. And that's how they beat the Reds. That's how they've beat Moana, who were in good form. Moana were rolling before the
And they
Blues
can score
lost.
points, as we know.
Yeah, so great defensive performance, and I think they just did what they needed to do to come away with the 4 points.
Possession, territory, points, W.
Simple.
Did you see Corey Toole into the row 2
Yeah,
almost?
I love that.
Bro, he almost fucking cracked his head open.
And I think the best thing about it, and it probably says more about Corey Toole as a bloke than it does a footy player. Like he hit that fence hard, popped up. First thing was checked the people behind the fence.
Yeah, legend.
Yeah, I thought it was really sick. Just a good character. But yeah, he fucking hit the fence hard.
Good moment. All right, the Chiefs absolutely dominant, as you mentioned, Tyler. 46-10 over the Landers. They bounced back, as you said. Mackenzie was class. We said last week it was going to be a 13-plus clinic. You're on the money.
Yeah, I just think, that Tars loss was a bit of a reality check for them. By no means would I read into that Tars loss and say they're not the best team in the comp at the moment. I think it was just a bit of shock factor. Someone brought the intent to them and sort of put pressure on the way they play, and they didn't get the little things right. But went in full strength against the Landers. All their systems were going. The ball was flowing. They were actually chucking the ball around a bit more than they did against the Tars. Yep. You saw the try. Mackenzie kicks it for Sam Penny-Finau, those sort of things. And it's just, when they're on, they're the most exciting team to watch in Super Rugby. And I think that's what they gave us on the weekend. And then, obviously, going into this week, we're hoping to see more of the same.
Electric. And then finally, the Force, the Hurricanes, 17 apiece, boys. Donaldson had that kick to win it, and I thought he was going to do it on the initial look at it. And then I wanted to get your take on the drop goal setup of the Force. Obviously, they butchered it. They had a prime chance. They rushed it a bit. Geordie, did you see that? How it went down?
Nah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw, the bits of it, but everyone's like, the drop goal setup. I don't know a Southern Hemisphere team, South Africa do, but New Zealand and Oz, we don't encourage drop goals.
True.
It's not really our sort of style of play. It's not something we normally do in a standard game. It's only in those scenarios. And you probably don't train it too much for it just to happen naturally.
Well, you've been in a sort of professional setup. Do you guys practice that sort of stuff ever?
You do sort of come finals,
Yeah.
come do or die games, but throughout the year, you're not really spending 10, 15 minutes a week trying to get that right. It's not normally a play call. It's not normally in your sort of attack menu. And it could be something we're lacking to the Northern Hemisphere and South African teams. So I think for us, it's, just in that area in general, it's like maybe we do need to put some time and effort into it. But I could tell you now, the Force probably walked in to a huddle and said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go we're going to go pod, whatever else it is, and then we'll try have a crack. But I don't think they would have actually, people would have comprehended it. 'Cause what I'm thinking, what you're thinking, and what you're thinking of what someone's saying could be so much different, and it wouldn't just have the continuity or the sort of clarity needed to execute that well.
Well, I'll go to you, Geordie. You played in Glasgow, Northern Hemisphere. Did you guys practice that?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
There you
But
go.
in saying that, as Tyler just said, the style of footy is so different.
Yeah.
All that sort of stuff happens quite regularly up there because you end up camped down in your end for so long, and the weather is atrocious 9 times out of 10 that things like that do happen. And
It's almost a go-to, Easy 3 when you're down there.
and you do have the luxury being in a pro setup to spend that as Tyler said, those 15 or 20 minutes a week to really nut out the details of little situations like that when you're training 4 or 5 days a week. But yeah, we did a fair bit of stuff like that. Like every sort of situation we'd have a little plan for anyway. Yeah, it just seems, well, I mean, it could have been a bit of a fluke, but it also does seem like they did have a bit of a plan, which is probably that one step ahead.
Yeah, good perspective getting both sides. Another one, Harry Potter went flying into the fence as well to clip his chin on the camera.
Yeah.
See that one?
A lot of fence going on.
Just the cameraman's too close.
Very close, yeah.
Like obviously we get the good shot, but how long till one gets injured and someone sues someone that?
Yeah, it's very
I
lucky.
don't know if there's disclaimers or anything on it, but I don't think Aussie Rugby or NZ Rugby are in a state at the moment to fight $1 million lawsuit because someone gets injured from a player sliding into him.
Yeah, that's a good question.
And I mean, there's enough roaming cameras around the field anyway. Like, why do we need...
Well, that was a front-on camera.
Get
but
the drone
that's
footage
what I mean.
going.
Like, there should just be people just...
come on, you want the access? You can't,
Give us a drone.
Yeah, but you can have that access and just like every other corner, like
Yeah.
same as what the touches
you're
do.
right.
Like if you can see the play developing to where it's going to be, get that camera.
Well,
in,
this
run
happens,
down.
what, 1 in 100 games?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, you kind of need the camera there though for TMO.
yeah.
Like I understand why it is there,
Yeah.
but surely there's a way to do it where it's
Just implement a spider
Behind-
cam in every camera
Yeah,
in
or
every
a-
stadium.
like a padding or something.
Something, yeah.
But even then, those paddings do fuck all.
Yeah.
Like
I'd rather hit padding than a camera, than a cameraman.
I'd rather hit.
It was
nothing,
chin
to
on
be
camera
honest.
too, the poor bloke.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll move along. But yeah, there's week 10 in the books. On the tipping front, boys, we did all went pretty solid. 7 from 10, 8 from 10 for Joy Lanac, and 9 from 10.
Yeah.
So
I still don't believe it.
struck him
As long
at
as I'm
a...
still
I remember
beating
watching
Tyler,
it,
I,
don't
don't
miss
I
it.
gave us both all a point for that fourth Hurricanes, just to keep it easy.
Yeah, good. I like that.
Mate, why are you
I'm gonna
salty?
check it.
Just because I'm fucking destroying you.
No,
don't be
because I
mad.
remember your tips and I don't remember you going 7-10 when I was looking at them on the weekend.
Look at the tickets, mate.
I'm going to.
Okay. Then don't be salty because I'm just flying ahead.
Says one thing, writes another.
I like it.
Yeah, Geordie's going good.
Back it.
All right. Bit of women's action, boys. The Champions final, Blues versus Tars. The weather ruined this.
Yep.
Dreadful. But we saw the gap, obviously. Blues 36-5.
That game's 60 in the dry.
Yeah.
Easily.
Oh, do you reckon that helped the Tars?
100%
Yeah.
help the Tars.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but we didn't get a good showing of exciting football, was it? It was not very good.
Well, I think the amount of times the Blues broke and had space and it's stuffed up because of the wet showed how big the gap was.
Yeah.
35-7 still a blowout in the wet. Like, I think that's 55-7
True.
if it's dry.
Yeah.
Like, it just didn't look close from the moment the ball kicked off.
Yeah, and we sort of knew that, didn't we?
Yeah.
The gap's huge.
Yeah.
Geordie, thoughts?
Yeah, I think exactly that. I was intrigued to see. Well, I was hoping that we were going to have good weather to really sort of set our benchmark. Australian rugby versus New Zealand rugby in the women's. Didn't really get it, but at the same time, yeah, exactly that.
Maybe it was a blessing in disguise. Could have been worse.
Difference
Yeah.
between, I think, players that are full-time too during that period and
Yeah.
players that aren't.
Yeah. Are they full time in our picky? I don't know they are though. Isn't
Pretty
theirs
close.
just as shambles as what ours is?
No. I don't think it's as much as a shambles.
Right. Okay.
All those Black Ferns players are full-time.
Yeah. Okay. But our Wallaroos girls are full time, aren't they?
They are.
Yeah. There's,
Are
a lot of them have full time contracts. The top tier ones.
Yeah, but they full. Yeah, I mean,
I think the Black Ferns is like 40-odd,
Right,
50
okay.
odd that are actually...
more people. Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Anyway, so good concept though. Happy to see it. Let's
Yeah.
see more of it.
good for footy.
Yeah.
It kind of... Like, obviously it's good, but then obviously the final being that. Like, until Aussie teams, I think, are competitive in that sort of landscape, the final's always going to be whatever the week before is for the New Zealand one.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be nice to see them being able to do some crossover games throughout the year or
True.
crossover in the semis. Just go top two from each comp after ball
Yeah.
play.
Yep.
Like, it might make it a bit more interesting to get people tuning into those finals.
I thought it was a bit tough too. The Tars win the comp, try and get on the piss, have a good time. They got to go straight back in the
Yeah, it was
training.
like 4 days later they played.
Because
wasn't
NZ had an extra week off, didn't they?
I think so. And then obviously they lost, so they're a bit down. So it was like, oh, I don't know, you sort of miss your grand final winning moment. A little
Yeah.
bit to have a crack. All right, boys. A bit of news too. You'll like this one. Obviously, Tyler Rico Ioane heading to Leinster over in Ireland. Putting that in the books, son. Hey?
Joker card.
Yeah, how good?
The fact that he did the post with the Joker card made it so much cooler.
Yeah.
But it's actually, if you've been following a bit with that and how much they've been complaining about it, Leinster.
I want to say Leinster.
Leinster.
Yeah.
Leinster, I know it's one of them.
Yeah.
Leinster's been obviously getting a lot of sort of
Flack from it.
flack
yeah,
from
they've been copping it.
Really.
like
yeah.
the last couple of weeks about having all the overseas players like Geordie Barrett and stuff like that. And it comes out they've signed Rico and just gone pretty much.
But if he performs
double
well, the
down.
Irish will get around him, won't they? Like, he goes there and carves up. Sure, the Irish love him.
Yeah, if they,
Like-
yeah.
Oh, hang on. I wouldn't say the Irish.
Would it, Johnny Boy?
No, I would say his like the supporters
Yeah.
of that team,
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
but everyone
Yeah.
else is still going to hate him.
Yeah, fair.
There's been a lot of backlash in general about the whole sabbatical thing, though. I feel like
True.
I don't know where I stand on it because we had this exact argument with Noah a couple of weeks ago. Like he's just going for a bit more money and a bit something different.
Yeah, and then come back for the World Cup.
Yeah, but I don't know. Not everyone, a vast majority of your people, Geordie, are really blowing up about the sabbatical.
Mate, what do you think you're doing? You're here just as bad as me.
Man, these are your people. We're just
But yeah, I think it's good. I think
Yeah.
it's good. It'd be good for the brand to sort of get probably one of our best performers go over while they're still in form, jump in a season that's currently running, and see how he stacks up against the best of their players in their conditions.
It's funny.
Especially Leinster. Like Leinster is pretty much the Irish team.
You're right.
So
He could have went anywhere in the world too. Any club, any comp, and that's where he goes.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome.
I think it's
Yeah.
good.
And I think it just shows that the fans, I don't think the players care that much.
No.
Like, obviously, they have a bit of beef and they get heated, but
Yeah.
watch them all become best mates and have a beer here because that's
Yeah.
sort of the culture of rugby. It's the fans that sort of make everything a bit of a joke sometimes. And, I think the All Blacks bought into a bit of that last year. Obviously, had Rico leading the haka. He obviously had his post. And
Yeah.
obviously, Sexton and Reeks don't get along.
But that's, the big
That
one is him
happens.
with
Yeah.
Johnny Sexton. He's not even there. So.
But he's obviously an Irish legend.
Yeah. And and an Irish coaching team now as well.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Anyway, we'll see how that pans out. Other news that sort of crossed my feed. Quade Cooper, boys, wants to go the LA Olympics for flag football.
He's going.
Well,
to
he's-
the,
Well, he's not
America.
going, but he's going to try to do it, yeah.
well, no, he's going with the team. the
Yeah, they've
Aussie
got
team.
their comp coming up to have a
Yeah,
crack.
he's flown to America with them, so
Yeah.
he's in the team now.
Yeah.
He's made the Australian team
Australia.
without playing a game.
Weapon. Straight in
What's he playing?
there. Great.
has to be
He's-
quarterback.
Yeah, he is quarterback, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. What
His
else
old
you gonna
videos of him when he was chucking the ball around. I think he was down at the Broncos
Yeah.
facility when they were
The
at Red Hill.
flicks and-
Yeah,
Yeah, they
dude,
went viral.
he can throw a ball.
do? Yeah. He's always got his wish list. He's Reece Walsh and Suoli,
Yeah.
Tabuai Fido.
Great to see he picked heaps of union players.
Yeah.
Yeah, facts. What do you think?
I think good on him. Like he obviously, I don't think he got the stint with the Olympics with the sevens.
No.
So for him to go and have another crack at another sport, like fair enough. He's an athlete.
Yeah.
And the Olympics is meant to be, the pinnacle of athletes around the world.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be trying to put my hand up if I was more of an athlete to do that as well.
And it gets eyes on flag football. It's great marketing. So
Yeah, I really like it.
imagine Quade Cooper up against Patrick Mahomes and stuff. Like imagine just
Yeah.
I still don't know what America's going to do there.
surely it's in LA too. Sure, they want to go and destroy them. And
I think they'll
They will.
destroy them with whoever.
Yeah,
they
True.
regardless. They'll
Yeah.
pick
They could pick a whole team
they'll
of
pick
college
park,
athletes.
yeah, park footy
but I reckon
players.
those guys would want to play in it. Just go get it Olympic medal. Wouldn't they want to do that?
Yeah, but I don't think they have a say on what
Yeah,
they do.
Chiefs
Jordy.
going. And,
If I'm paying Patrick Mahomes 50 mil
yeah,
for
sorry,
5
mate.
more years, and I risk him going to the Olympics and he does an ACL,
Yeah,
like I'd be filthy.
yeah, that's a
So I just can't
that's a
see,
$1 billion thing. Yeah,
like, because they have pretty strict contracts around like skiing and skateboarding and stuff like that away from the facility.
yeah,
Like it's pretty much banned. Like you pretty much lose money if that happens. So it'd be risk of the players, I reckon. If they sign, it'd be like if you get injured and don't play next year, you don't get paid.
They might send some like extended players.
yeah.
That'd be good. I mean, those players would still
Yeah.
be freaks of nature.
Yeah,
I don't even think the colleges would send players
Yeah,
because they don't even send
Well,
it.
sorry,
to-
no.
what's the Olympics? July.
Yeah, when is it? What
It's
college
July.
won't
So,
go?
I don't reckon they'll do it either.
yeah, there's all the seasons sort of start in September.
Well, they're
Yeah.
paying millions on NIL deals and stuff now.
They are now. Yeah, very intriguing to see.
So when the Japan 20s beat the American 20s,
I remember that, yeah.
it was all high school kids.
Right.
College didn't send anyone. There was no like Jeremiah Smith guys that were fresh out of high school too
Yeah.
going. It was pretty much guys that were unrecruited to colleges,
There you go.
and they only just lost to Japan.
I'll ask you guys a question. Who would you like to see from Australian team, New Zealand teams? Any athletes come to mind? Who can we see in 28?
Ooh. Flag football's hard.
Israel Folau.
I think a couple of the AFL guys would be great, like receivers / tight ends,
Yeah,
like,
just
to
to
throw
get up.
to,
Yeah.
just to get up.
True.
Like
Yeah.
obviously they're really good in the air.
Yeah.
It'd be good to see if Geordie Patai got a crack.
Yeah.
I think we forget about him, obviously being over
That's
there
definitely
now.
on the cards now for sure.
He's one. Val Holmes, someone that's actually got a bit of experience. He might be a bit old by then though. But like that's what I'd sort of like to see. But
yeah.
I'm trying to think.
What
of-
about any union boys that's run like something like a Corey Toole? Like this,
Nah.
you need the speed helpful in that sort of
Speed's
world?
helpful.
Yeah.
I'd be looking at Oztag players. Give
Yeah.
me Dion Samuela.
Yeah, okay. You love that. Go on.
Yeah,
son.
like because you watch the Americans when they play flag football, the way they can spin, move your hips, stuff like that.
True, yeah.
We don't do that in either league or union, that kind of movement. If you watch an Oztag player, it's obviously the same thing, like changing the tags.
Yeah.
Not saying they can't do it, but I'm saying they're going to need to be in
Yeah.
at least a year of training to sort of be competitive.
I'm sure you could suss out someone from like the Aussie men's touch team, give him a training
Well,
like
yeah.
a year. Because that's a similar sort of thing. Like they're super evasive, they're light, they're quick.
Like in saying that, we do have an Australian team. There is guys that do this flag football in Australia. So hopefully we have some up and coming talent. But
Yeah, probably.
we'll see.
We might see more young guys going
I
into
reckon,
that
yeah,
aren't
sure.
cracking it at rugby because there's a chance to go to the Olympics.
Definitely. Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out.
Yeah, I like it. Anyway, so let's go now. Our round 11 weekend preview, boys. It starts Anzac Day too this weekend. Big doubleheader coming on Friday night. The Chiefs $1.06, the Western Force $10, the Lions 20.5. A couple of stats for you. The Chiefs have won every home game versus the Force going back to 2009. The Force have lost their last 9 in New Zealand, and the margin's been 35 plus in their last 3. Clinic again, or
Well, they're
Force?
not in Hamilton.
No, where's Blake Park?
They have plenty. It's
I saw that. Like I didn't.
Mount Tauranga.
Yeah, right. Okay, just taking it out to the region, sort of thing. Is that what they're doing?
Sold out. They always do it once a year,
Okay.
and they actually historically haven't performed when they move away from Hamilton Stadium.
There you go.
Like I lost to the Reds in the Naki a couple of years ago. Was that last year? No, 2 years ago. So they do it every couple of years, but it's full stadium. It's already been sold out. But I do think the Chiefs still win 13 plus. I think they're moving at the moment. The chance to go over to the Bay. There's actually quite a lot of boys from the Bay in the squad at the moment.
Yep.
And I just think that they're going to be too clinical. I think the Tars wake-up call to get them rolling the next few weeks. And they've gone in strong. And it's Samasoni's 100th game.
Really? Wow. But the hard part is we're still that number. 20.5 is the start. Ooh. A lot of points. 13 plus, sure, but that?
Overs.
You're back.
Well, I just watched the Force just beat the Landers. And just watched the Landers get blown out.
So you're going to take
Chiefs and over
the cover.
the handicap.
Okay. Geordie, how do you see it playing out?
Chiefs are definitely going to win. That's a big number though.
Big number.
It's a big number. The only thing I'm concerned about is the Chiefs obviously probably the best attacking team in the comp at the moment, but I still feel like they're leaking quite a lot of points, and they're just relying on their attack to get them through. And the Force, as up and down as they've been, I think can still have a fair bit of attacking power. So I'm going to go Chiefs to win, but not as big as that.
Like, yep, I'm going to join you. I can Force hang around enough, and you tip me they're not in Hamilton.
Well, no one's actually scored more than 20 points on the Chiefs in the last 6 weeks.
No one's. Or, Waratah's got 21.
21, sorry. So I think they keep them under, and that's
Yeah, true.
they'll
True.
keep Force under 14.
Yeah. Okay, I'll just go Force, get within it. All right, let's go now. This is going to be an absolute crack as well. The Reds, $1.75. The Blues, $2. The Lions, 1.5. This one last year was an absolute thriller. Tim Ryan scored that hat-trick. The Blues have won their last 4 versus the Reds.
Bodie Barrett in doubt.
Yeah, I was going to say.
He's obviously sick. Hasn't trained with the team this week, so that kind of changes everything.
Yep.
But the Blues now need to, I think, win 5 of their last 6 games or something to make it, off the top of my head. So it makes it hard. But the Reds have also lost back-to-back games.
Yeah.
And I think 3 in a row is a massive confidence knock for them. They've gone for a 6-2 split on the bench, which I find very interesting.
Zane's getting a start. I think it's good.
As
Pretty
you
wet
should.
as well.
Good to see, yeah.
Is it raining on Saturday?
Yeah.
Again.
I thought it was fine.
What does rain in this place, man? I'm sick of it.
I don't know.
Wet, I'm back in the Blues.
Yeah. They're still without Harry Wilson too, I believe. Joe Bryles at 8.
Yeah, who's favourites?
Reds are.
Blues to win. Then they'll cover,
All right.
obviously.
Okay.
Yep.
What do you think?
Yeah, same. Blues to get it, especially if it's wet. But I think there's enough. There's obviously pressure on both teams to perform, but I think there's more pressure on the Blues to just keep going with what they've been doing. I think they've been doing enough in the last couple of weeks to put on a performance, and especially with a line like that,
Yeah.
they just knuckle them out. And the fact that their line's only 0.5, you say?
All right. I like the Reds. I don't think they lose 3 in a row. Back them at home here at Suncorp. Big crowd. Anzac Day. Ready to roll. All right, boys, this is the Battle of the Pacific. Moana Pacifica, $1.44. Fiji, $2.70. The line, 6.5. The Drua have won their last 4 of 5 versus Moana, but as we know, Fiji have lost 20 in a row away from home.
Moana.
In Auckland, this one?
Yep, I'm backing Moana at Harbour.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm backing Moana to get this done.
1 to 12, I reckon? It's a close
Yeah,
one?
I reckon it's a close one.
Yeah.
What's the line?
6.5.
Yeah, I'll go Fiji to cover that. These guys always have really close games.
It's always 1 to 12, yeah.
Yeah, they just bang into each other. I remember when it was like 45-43.
Yeah.
Like
That's what it was at Melbourne. Super round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just don't. They just don't separate, and there'll be a lot of hits and a lot of chee-hoos.
Bit of a shooter, I reckon, between these two. Should be a cracker, though. Geordie, what do we think?
I am going to go Moana to win and a cover.
Love it. You're going to do a job.
Yeah.
And did Artie Sevilla get a name today? Do you see that? Because if it is,
Yep.
Artie and Julian playing together. First
Julian's
time.
on the bench.
If he gets on first time together for Moana, which is pretty cool. So that's a good family moment. So, yeah, I'll go Moana win, Drew a cover. They hang around and take the over. Plenty of points. Okay, let's go to the Highlanders and the Crusaders. $3.80 the Landers, $1.24 the Crusaders. The line's 10.5. Crusaders won their last 10 in Dunedin. So they love playing under the roof. The Landers are just absolutely desperate for a win, boys.
No O'Connor.
Yeah, what's going on there?
Probably just a rest
Rest,
week.
yeah,
Get the old legs. He just won them the game last week. But Crusaders have gone in pretty full strength here. I think Dallas McLeod plays well. He takes Levi Moore's spot full time. So I'm just looking. Yeah, this is pretty close to their top team. Crusaders to cover.
You like them to do
Yeah.
a job here. I reckon it's a bit of a danger game here because the Landers are so unpredictable.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Oh, I was leaning the upset earlier today. But
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
It's... Yeah, I think it could go one or two ways heavily. But
Yeah.
for the sake of it and the way the Crusaders have been going and just having a look over Tyler's shoulder, the team they've released, I'm going to go Crusaders to win, Crusaders to cover.
No Blackadder either.
Okay.
Just an interesting
Okay,
one.
Crusaders to win, not to cover.
He makes his 10-point difference, does he?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to go just for the sake of it. I'm going to go Landers win. Upset of the round. Landers win. Obviously, the Landers cover. And I'll go that upset. Look out. The Highlanders under the roof. Big time win for them. All right, let's go now. The Brumbies and the Hurricanes to finish things off in Canberra. $1.45 the Brums. $2.65 the Canes. The line's 5.5. Brumbies have won their last 5 of 6 versus the Canes, including the last 6 in Canberra, dating back to 2017 between these two sides.
The Hurricanes have 3 captains.
3 on.
Hey?
They got Brad Shields, Duplessis Carriffy, and Billy Proctor. All have the double C, like
How
three
do
co-captains.
teams do that? Why do they do that?
This is a tough one.
Remember there's that semi-final a few years ago? It's always sort of 1 to 12 between these two.
What's the line?
5.5. Brumbies are your favourites.
I think the Canes need a win.
Yeah, I'm
just going to go Canes.
Okay.
same.
All right, boys. Upset in Canberra.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it an upset.
Well, it would have been upset because they're underdogs. They just drew with a force, and now they're playing the third place Brumbies. It would have been upset. In Canberra, upset.
Yeah, but the Force is like the hardest place to go play, other than Fiji.
You reckon? I guess distance-wise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Canes win, Canes cover. The boys.
Yep.
I'll do the opposite. Brumbies win, Brumbies cover.
Shock.
Oh, yeah, because that's why I'm fucking winning, mate. All right, there we go. Week 11 in the books. The finals is fast approaching. Let's go around the grounds now, boys. QPR preview. Big one for you, lads. The University rivalry, UQ and Bond, your former club, Geordie.
Yep.
Unfortunately, you won't be featuring.
No.
How's the week been? How are we looking, boys?
I'm pretty sure I heard you tipped UQ.
I don't tip, mate.
No, it's been good.
I'm an
It's
impartial
been
commentator.
good in our camp, I
Yeah.
think. Having the week off to sort of digest what we've done the last 3 weeks, and have that sort of extra week to prep. I think it's going to be a really good game. Like, I think traditionally, obviously both teams still have, well, clearly we do, but both hold that sort of Mick Heenan style. Fast, fit, around the corner, just bash into each other. It's going to be a good battle of the scholars. I'm
Yeah.
not going to say battle of the nerds anymore.
I'll say
apparently.
Battle of the Nerds.
Battle
Yeah.
of students.
Battle of the students.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I think it's going to be a really good game.
It
Boys
was.
feeling good.
The last time you guys met was a draw. 31 all.
Should not have been a draw.
Yeah, well, it's redemption, this week. How you feeling? How's the body?
No good. I'm not going to say too much. I just ready to get in there said day and
Like
get it done. I know
Is his
Damon.
cards close to his chest, eh?
Well, Damon Virtue is a bit of a listener,
Yeah.
and Fraser knowing him, and Elton they'd tune in to see if I had anything to say. So
Lovely.
no, keep it quiet and just look forward to it. It's always a good rivalry and it's always a good battle. So
Yeah.
and it's actually good to go up, and I actually don't mind going up to UQ and play. So
Good place to go.
I've had a
Yeah.
few weeks off their field,
Mm.
so it should hopefully be in good nick, even if there's a bit of rain this week. But
Yeah.
looking forward to it.
I'll get you to see your picks on these ones, boys. North's brothers as well. Can Norths do the big scout, boys? Can they keep it rolling?
Hey.
Obviously beat South last week. They're looking good.
Where is it?
At North, I think.
I reckon I'm going to take North, hey.
Do it.
No, I got to go brothers. I can never bet against brothers.
No, that's...
It's just
Wouldn't this be a story though?
Yeah.
Love to see it.
it'd be a great start into the North season, and I don't think brothers have looked too dominant yet. But at home, they go about their work. They don't.
That's at Norths. I think.
Yeah, they're a team that doesn't let like things go against them often. Like North scored that unreal try, or a couple against the grain against Souths.
Yeah.
That sort of came from nothing. You don't get that against brothers. You always got to grind out your points. So I just think brothers come away with this, but in a close one.
GPS and Sunnybank. Are they banking any chance here?
No.
I wouldn't say they're no chance. I think it'll be close, but I'm backing Jeeps. Jeeps have looked good the first few rounds.
Yeah. And then finally, West and South playing on Friday afternoon, Anzac Day, which is pretty cool.
Really?
Three of them kick off on Friday.
Why can't we do that?
I know. I wish we could do that. I'm not sure they decide that. I think West actually push for it. So that'd be a cracker. These two sides.
Yeah, that'll be a good game.
Both coming off losses.
Thoughts?
It's going to be a heavy contact game.
Yeah. Big bodies. Those two
Big
sides.
bodies.
Interested to see our West team.
Yeah.
I know they had a red card with their 12, who's actually a very good player.
Yeah.
So I'll be interested to see if he's running around. But if he's not, I think it'd be a big loss for them. So, no, I'll go West. I just don't think they lose 3 in a row. They're too good of a team to lose 3 in a row.
Yep.
Sorry, Cohen Herbert.
There we go. WrestleMania. WWE, boys.
I'll just do this for a minute.
Come on, mate. You do tune in. You saw,
Actually,
you
know
saw the
there's-
clips, but you're sending me shit.
I
You
did
love it.
send you some old school
Oh, yeah.
Limp Biscuit stuff, and that was pretty sick.
Mate, John
You know what it
Cena
is?
is the champ
George's one
again.
of those guys that people see me for wrestling. I'm not a man.
This guy.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Okay, enjoy the entertainment. It's a show. It's like I'm watching a
It is.
movie.
You know what? As much shit as I give it, if it's on and I watch it, I'm like,
It's on Netflix now. It's easy to access. You know.
Pretty sick.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't actually the biggest fan of the 2 days of WrestleMania.
You didn't like it?
I thought last year's WrestleMania was a lot better,
Okay.
but I was a big fan of the Raw after Mania.
Yeah.
I thought the Punk, Rollins, and Reigns match, outstanding. That was great.
Yep.
There's a bit of cinema and history behind it.
Yep.
Obviously, big fan seeing John Cena get his 17th. I don't know if I'd like the GOAT chat. Probably a bit forced down. Comes across a bit like LeBron sometimes, like it's
Okay.
forced down you that there's a current GOAT. Where it's like, well, he's not finished yet. I don't think you can have those debates till people have sort of hung the boots up.
Yeah.
So it sort of just feels force-fed at the moment, especially when you've got guys like The Rock and Stone Cold who pretty much
Pioneers.
kept
of
that
it.
company alive. Well, not pioneers, like Hogan and that obviously started it, but
They were,
when
they were a big part of it for years.
Well,
man. Still are.
they were 20 years after it started. But when WWE was about to go bankrupt and losing the Monday Night Wars against WCW, those two were the reason, and The Undertaker,
Yeah.
that I guess it sort of stayed where it was and got viewership back and sort of ended up buying out WCW. Yeah, so for me, they're the GOATs.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
I did like the clip today. Obviously, Randy Orton, RKO, and Cena. Like that's my childhood right there, seeing that stuff. Eh?
so interesting to see it in reverse roles. Orton as the face and Cena as the heel.
Yeah.
I don't even think Cena's a heel.
Well,
While he's acting like one,
he's playing it
the
now.
whole time, the crowd's been cheering him. Everything he says, they cheer. I don't think he's been booed in the last, once on the whole weekend. I reckon if Cody Rhodes won, he would have got booed.
Yeah.
He come on.
Doesn't anyone love Cody Rhodes though? I like Cody Rhodes.
Oh, I think they were a bit over it.
Yeah. Right.
I think it's time for him to turn heel.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, watch your space. But yeah, I wanted to touch that on the potty. Lee Corso, College Game Day. I'm not sure how much you follow this, but
No.
he's 38 years on the show. He's retiring.
He's turning 90 this year.
Yeah. Yeah, good. Thanks, mate. Do your research. He's doing his last head pick in round 1, so it's going to be awesome. Mate, he has done some unreal moments on TV. Yeah, I love that show. NFL Draft, boys, kicks off this weekend. Tyler, Cam Ward at 1 is all the money what we're looking at here.
Nah.
Really? You get a bit of juice if you don't think that. Tennessee Titans have confirmed they're going first.
I don't know if they're going to take a quarterback. I don't think this is a strong quarterback class.
What are they going to do? Keep Will Levis?
I'd rather take a generational athlete. I'm not saying Hunter. I'm saying the one from Penn State.
Abdul Carter?
Yeah, I think edge rusher. Like, it's the same as when the Browns did it years back. They took Myles Garrett. Like, I know they actually ended up going forward, and then they waited to draft a quarterback in a better QB class. Like, if Cam Ward's one and Shedeur is two, I don't think that's a strong quarterback class.
I don't think should all go that high.
Who's the second best quarterback is what I'm meaning.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I guess he is.
Yeah, like, I don't think it's a strong class. So Cam Ward, I think, looks better than what he actually is because the actual draft class is poor. So if it was me, I'd probably take a defensive player and go, yeah, we might have another shit season, but next year or the year after, we can start to look for a quarterback or make a trade.
Yeah, right. If you believe that, it's worth a play. It's a bit of coin on
That's my thoughts on it, but
I like it.
yeah. No idea. Travis Hunter's got to go on the top 5, surely.
Yeah, you think so. Ashton Genty, I hope he goes. He's an absolute weapon.
No, give me Judkins. Loyal to the boys.
I like the spectacle. I don't know what's going on, but
Yeah. Well, you need to learn soon.
it's a big day.
Yeah, anyway, that's coming up. That's all I had. Anything else caught your eyes over the week, boys, on your feeds?
Yeah, I saw Ben Young's announced his retirement.
Saw that.
Yeah, halfback
Yeah.
for Leicester Tigers.
He's a bit of a podcast guy as well, isn't he? Does he do his potty
I
and
think so,
stuff?
yeah. It's 332 appearances for Leicester, 127 caps for England,
Jeez.
4 Rugby World Cups, and he won 4 Six Nations.
I did not even know that. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I feel he doesn't get the recognition he probably deserves.
He's,
hearing that.
he's 35.
What a weapon.
He's been around.
Yeah, he's been around. But yeah, I think that's kind of slid. I think, in fairness, the Rico deal has kind of taken the spotlight off of that in the European rugby sort of circles.
Yep.
But yeah, I thought that it sort of earned a bit of a shout out. He's been
Bloody yeah.
as a halfback myself, he was kind of someone that was always around when I was growing up, and he never really got the praise, especially in the Southern Hemisphere, compared to the other halfbacks that we've got going on. But yeah, he's definitely one of the best.
All I'm hearing there is you got 8 years left. That's what I'm hearing of that.
If I get 8 games left,
I'll be cheering.
if I get to the end of the season without doing another injury, that's a big win.
You'll be right, mate. Tyler, anything for you, mate? What's going on in your world?
I just got to say, I reckon the Warriors,
Yeah, what about him?
we're starting to become worse than the random South guy.
Do tell.
Well, we've had Damian Lillard sharing Luke Metcalf.
Yeah.
If you watch WrestleMania, there was 3 up the wires signs in the middle of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And then there just seems to be everywhere now someone in a Warriors jersey. Like,
That's sick.
I don't get it, like how we've become.
Well, their social media is unreal.
Yeah.
Oh, their
The guy
socials
that does
are great.
that's really good.
Them, the Blues guys, awesome. Like the Auckland Blues.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah.
Anyone else? Oh, NBA playoffs. They've been good.
Yeah. Who are we looking at? Who's going to win this thing?
Thunder are looking good. They
Really?
are demolishing.
Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're young though. That's the only problem. They don't have much playoff experience, which could haunt them, later in the later rounds when games get a bit tough. But they think they were a 68 win team this year, so they only lost 14 games or whatever it was. They're a very good young side who can go deep into the playoffs. But I think Celtics probably would be the favourite to win it all again.
Okay. There we go. All right, boys. We'll wrap it up there. Good potty, good episode. Breaking it all down. Good luck this weekend, lads. I'll be on the call.
Lad.
I'll be on the call, son. Yeah. You'll be up there, Geordie?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Oh, nice. How good. And Anzac Day, obviously a very special day in this country and New Zealand, so enjoy that. Get out to your dawn service. Thanks for listening, viewing, subscribing. We'll see you next week to do all again.
And the Sternum Law.